If you can't show me a time that you broke something big, I don't think you've done work for real. Picture this. You walk into work on Monday, your Slack is blowing up. Your pipeline choked overnight. Sales lost data, and the CFO is demanding answers. You are starting at a $30,000 cost overrun, and the VP, he wants to know why you didn't catch it. I've been in that situation, sweating bullets, one mistake away from being walked out the door. If you think that is rare, you're kidding yourself. Data engineering in 2025 isn't about cool tools. It's about survival. And most people won't make the cut. Let's get real. If your whole resume is Python, a cloud cert, and hey, I built an ETL pipeline, you're already a commodity and you are soon to be a statistic. You want uncomfortable advice? Here it is. AI is going to take your job if all you do is move data from point A to point B. So will a $10 an hour offshore contractor. The only reason you're still here is because so far, your company hasn't noticed, or they don't care. Are you offended yet? Good, because until you see yourself as replaceable, you're never going to do the work that actually keeps you in demand. Here's the dirty little secret. Certifications get you in the door, sometimes, but they never get you the job. I know because I used to interview hundreds of data engineering candidates when I was a director at AT&T. Want to know the ones I actually hired? They were the ones who knew how to triage a data outage with a business user breathing down their neck. They're the ones that were in finance and had been dealing with day-to-day data issues that broke reporting for CFOs. The ones that could say, here is how I failed, here's what broke, and here's how I would do it differently next time without being offended that I asked. The one who understood why the business needed the data, not just how to transform it. If you can't show me a time that you broke something big, I don't think you've done work for real. And just save us both the time and don't worry about applying. Alright, I'm gonna give you mine. I once rewrote a core pipeline for a client. I optimized the hell out of this thing, so I thought I was in good shape. I didn't check with the end users, and when it went live, 300 sales reps lost access to their dashboards for a week. The fallout, angry execs, missed targets, and a 3 a.m. call with my boss. I thought that my career was absolutely in the trash can. But the humiliation here is why I got my next gig, because I was able to prove that I'd been through the real fires, not just classroom exercises. If your story's always a win, nobody believes that you're actually putting in the work, and nobody is going to hire you for the real tough jobs. Here's a question that 95% of data engineers have no idea what the answer is for. How much does it cost when your pipeline fails? You would be surprised how many data engineers don't even think about the cost implications of what they're doing. How much does your cloud spend jump every time you rerun a broken job? Don't tell me you're cloud savvy if you have never been yelled at for a surprise invoice. Don't talk about automation if you've never automated yourself out of a job, or at least tried. That should always be your end goal, to make things so smooth, so automated that you don't have to do anything. I do this because I am lazy. I tell everybody that all the time. I don't want to repeat myself, so that is why I do this job. I want to do it once, I want to do it right, and I want to never have to see it again. The reality is, you're going to have to see it again. Things change, schemas drift, you never know what's going to happen. But that should always be your goal. So, if you're not passionate about making the lives of your stakeholders easier, then you're probably in the wrong place. Do you think you're still safe? Let's find out. Here's what I'm going to tell you is going to make you stand out in 2025 and beyond. Build something that breaks on purpose. Push it to that breaking point. That failure costs the company some fake money, right? Not actual money, but fake money. Then show exactly how you found and fixed the holes. Make the pain so incredibly real that it is palpable in your interview room. Then make the numbers big and the learning uncomfortable. Document your screw-ups. Write that ugly post-mortem that really makes both you and your stakeholders a little uncomfortable about what just happened. If you're not willing to publish your mistake, you're not ready for the next level. And you don't dare put data-driven on your resume until you have survived the data disaster of your own making. Here's what I want. Tell me right now in the comments, right this minute, the worst data blunder that you've been responsible for or witnessed, and what it really cost you and your company. Be honest with me and be honest with yourself. I'm going to call out the most brutal, honest stories in a future episode. And for the most cringeworthy, I might invite you to coffee on one of my podcasts. You've earned it. Or maybe you just need it. And if you're mad about what I said, good. Be passionate. Get that fire going. Prove to me wrong that this is not what you need to move your career to the next step. Drop your best contradiction in the comments and let's debate it on camera. You want to be in high demand in 2025? You better be ready to bleed for it, or someone else will. And they're going to be the one that's irreplaceable. No fluff, no easy answers. This is what gets you to the next level in your career and what takes you from being a mediocre data engineer to being the data engineer. So, this is the Gambill signing out. Until next time, keep your pipelines clean and your queries lean.